just like that, we've got ourselves a series. Welcome into our SNHD Television Center. Tom Guerin, Jerry Remy, Jim Rice with you. And this is WB Mason's Extra Innings. After Game 5 of the American League Championship Series, the Red Sox were down and out. Down 3-1 in the series, down 7-0 in the bottom of the 7th. You could hear a pin drop at Fenway Park. And just like that, a couple of swings of the bat, they get going. Big Poppy, the big home run. J.D. Drew, a home run, a walk-off, ground rule double. An incredible comeback tonight.
Well, no doubt. I've never been in a series like this, but I have had a game like this. I mean, you go back in 7-8, we were 8-9 runs down and no one left the ballpark. But fans started leaving because they saw what happened 2 nights before. But the Red Sox never gave up.
Well, if there's a lesson tonight, don't talk about a Phillies-Rays series yet, because everybody was. I think the Red Sox fans, when it got to be 7-0, was so discouraged and disappointed. It was very quiet at Fenway Park, and it's truly an incredible comeback under an incredible situation, to come back and send this thing back to Tampa. 4
runs in the 7th inning, all coming with 2 outs. Here, you get that 3rd out, still 7-0. It'd probably be totally different, but Pedroia gets an RBI single. That sets the stage for David Ortiz. 2 on, 2 out. How many times? What did the ownership call him? The greatest clutch hitter in Red Sox history. He adds to his resume tonight.
But, David been in a slump, and, he's still in a slump, believe it or not, even though he got to it. He even hit a home run tonight. But still, I think you have to look at a situation where the Red Sox didn't come through a lot of times with men in scoring position. And so tonight, they came in with scoring position, and plus that was 2 outs.
When you look at that replay right there, you see they bunted that ball down and away from Ortiz. That's the worst spot in the world you can pitch David Ortiz. They made a mistake there. They came down and in. It's a perfect pitch for left-handed power hitter hit. For the most part of the series, they've been up in the zone on him inside or saw stuff away. That time he missed the location. Ortiz makes him pay, and that really got the Red Sox back in the ballgame.
Pitching-wise, Balfour and Wheeler have been the 2 biggest parts of their bullpen all year. You could see it. You could literally see it in Wheeler's face tonight when it was all coming unraveled there. This is the toughest final innings you're ever going to pitch, trying to close out a series, and tonight he just couldn't finish him off.
No, he couldn't at all. And you wonder if the 3 innings took something out of him early in this series, because he didn't nearly have the fastball that he had back in that first game tonight. I think he topped out about 90-91, but to the Red Sox credit, they stayed after him and they jumped on some pitches. A great at-bat in the 8th inning by Coco Chris, fouled off a lot of pitches to drive in a run. Of course, they got the man thrown at home plate, but a lot of great moments from the 7th inning on. That's really been the best part of the series for the Red Sox, for 3 innings from the 7th inning on in this game.
Yeah, Drew had the home run in the 8th inning that then made it a 1-run game, and J.D. Drew, we all remember last year, a disappointing season, but he stepped it up in the postseason, doing it again this postseason. A 2-run home run in the 8th inning as the Red Sox cut that lead to 1. This made it the 1-run game, 7-6. And we all remember, go back to Game 6 of the American League Championship Series last year. It was the first inning of that when the Red Sox had brought it back to Fenway Park. It was Drew who hit the grand slam in that ALCS game. So he has proven himself here to be a clutch performer in October.
But here's another thing, too. Location, location, location. You see the catch was inside, the ball was out over the plate. When you make mistakes, even though you're in a crucial situation where you try to guide the ball, and you got J.D. Drew or Big Poppy, any good hitter up there can hit those mistake pitches, which they haven't been doing. They didn't do the first couple of games, but they did it tonight.
That made it a 1-run game, and that set the stage for Coco Crisp. That was an impressive at-bat. A 10-pitch at-bat, fouled off some tough pitches, finally got a pitch he could drive.
Yeah, he probably, Wheeler knew in that situation he didn't want to get to Pedroia, so he kept pumping fastball after fastball to J.D. Drew. To Coco Chris. Chris fouled off a number of pitches, probably a couple that were out of the strike zone, and eventually picks up the base hit. Now, this really could have been out at home plate, but a terrible throw by Gross. He just throws it directly into the ground to get the out at second base for the all-important tying run scores. Getting back to Drew for a second, and what may make him successful in these situations that, as you know, Jim, he doesn't get very excited about very much. He's very, very calm in all situations, and he doesn't chase bad pitches. And when he gets his pitch, he drills it, as he did a couple of times tonight.
All right, the Red Sox win. It goes back to Tropicana Field. Here's Joe Madden live.
How many strikeouts? It was just 7? Yeah, I thought he had some of those, too. He was very good. You feel pretty good about 7-run lead at that part of the game with Grant and Danny coming into it. It just didn't want to happen. There goes Poppy, and there goes Drew. I mean, that just can happen at any time, and we just have to go back home and get it going again.
Steve?
So the outcome notwithstanding, you able for a moment yet to not appreciate, but understand the magnitude of this game?
Yeah, I mean, of course, if we had won it, we'd be in the World Series by now. So we just have to wait one more date, hopefully, to get that done. Listen, it's what it is. I don't dwell on it. Nobody feels worse than the guys out of our bullpen right now. Nobody feels worse than that. They've done a tremendous job all year. I thought we played a great game. They just came back and beat us tonight. That happens sometimes. So we're going to go home. We'll take tomorrow off. We'll come back, and Shields will pitch on the next game, game number 6. But you can't dwell on it. Again, we'll lose for a half hour or so. They're going to move on. We have another game to play.
In the back, Jerry?
Yes.
Joe, did you have any thought of bringing in Howell or Miller to pitch to Ortiz with the 2 guys on?
No, we've been doing that all year. Grant's been very good in that situation, actually, and he just got him tonight. If you've been watching us all season, that's a situation where Grant has really done well. He's been kind of like that middle closer guy, and I felt pretty good about it. Poppy just got him.
Don?
Yeah, Joe, were you
Yes, sir.
were you planning for Wheeler to go the rest of the way, 7 outs, or did you have someone else in mind to close the game?
Well, it was going to be, just depends on how it went, the number of pitches he was throwing, how much he looked, whether he was stressed or not. And we still had JP and Chad Bradford in those situations. Again, we just wanted to try to stop the bleeding at that point. And if we had, and if you do something like that, you possibly could score more runs. It doesn't have to stay at 7-4. So I felt good about Dan. He was going to go as far as I thought he could. And then we had JP and Chad behind him.
John, last question.
Yes, sir.
Joe, how tough would it be to get your club regrouped for Saturday after this devastating loss?
I don't think it'll be that tough, actually. Again, it's one game, it's a loss. Obviously, we're in a pretty good position to move on. Earlier in the game, we gave it up. But if you dwell on something like that and you permit your mind to dwell in that negative mode, then nothing good can happen after that. So, of course, we're upset. Of course, we don't like losing that game, of course. But to dwell on it does no good whatsoever. So we'll lose hard for about a half hour or so, get on that plane, go home, and then we'll come back out on game number 6 and roll it out there again. I'm a firm believer in that. The more you dwell on something in a negative sense, the more it could permeate your whole existence. So we're not going to do that.
Thank you, Joe.
All right.
We will, Joe, as we look at the biggest comebacks in ALCS history. And this was it. Down 7-0, the Red Sox battle back. That is the single biggest comeback in an ALCS game ever. The Blue Jays came back from a 5-0 deficit against the A's back in 1992. The Red Sox had a couple of big leads squandered against the A's in 98, the Yankees in 03. But tonight they come back from that 7-0. And you know, we're a little spoiled around here in recent history, obviously. 2004, we know the 3-0 series comeback win against the Yankees. But in that one, it was faith only. No one expected anything. In 07, with Beckett on the mound, I think people expected a little more. Terry Francona, meantime, just sat down at the podium. Let's join that live.
Group so happy to get on a plane 1:30 in the morning in their life. That was, I can't say the game was exciting, because the first 6 innings we did, nothing. They had their way with us every way possible, and then this place came unglued, and we've seen that before. But because of the situation we're in, and it just that was pretty magical.
Okay, John, way in the back.
Terry, can you talk about Ortiz's hit and then the 2 hits by Drew?
Well, David's got us back into at least where, if something else happens, it makes it interesting, where all of a sudden they got to go to the bullpen, do some different things. JD squared up 2 balls really well. Coco's at-bat was probably the best at-bat he's had as a Red Sox, just, again, because of the situation. But we did some unbelievable things. Pap went out and threw another inning. He was gassed from the first inning. So we get to keep playing, and that's truly thrilling.
Here, Adam.
Is it, sorry.
That's okay. I'm nervous too.
Is it remarkable to you that Drew, a guy that you didn't think you'd maybe have even because of his back, has done what he's done in this playoffs?
I think we're thrilled that he's playing, but the more at-bats he can get, hopefully, and stay healthy, the better, or the more damage he can do. I mean, that was a very, he got a 3-0 changeup, very intelligent at bat. He did a very good job of getting something in the zone and driving it.
Steve?
Terry, Tito, have you given yourself a moment to connect this in any way with Dave Roberts in 04 yet, or is that?
No. There's no time to connect anything except figuring out what we're going to do going forward. There'll be time, hopefully we can sit back and think this is what got us over the hump, but we're still climbing.
Okay, last question, because JD's waiting.
Have you given any thought yet to rearranging your pitching down in Florida, or is it still Beckett in 6 and Lester if it's 7?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Okay, let's get JD in here.
All right, that's Terry Francona, and he was kind of at the start playing off what I was saying before. 04 and 07, the difference was not only did the place erupt tonight, but it had been dead for two games and 6 more innings tonight, 6.5 innings tonight. There was nothing happening at the ballpark. We haven't seen that in a long time. One swing of the bat, David Ortiz brought 38,000 people, 6 states, all to life, and all of a sudden we got a series.
That's if the 38,000 stayed, because I think a lot were leaving at that point. It had been an ugly couple of days at Fenway Park and an ugly first part of this ball game. And I don't think there's anybody around that thought the Red Sox were going to come back in this game tonight. I mean, it just didn't look like it was in the cards. You know, the bullpen had been very good for Tampa. Tonight they were not good at all. The Red Sox took advantage of that. I mean, I haven't seen a turnaround like this in one game in a long, long time, where, you know, you have 2 days where it's just pathetic over there, pathetic through the first half of this game. You're making plans for the offseason, and all of a sudden the place is electric and alive, and here we go again.
Well, 2.5 days.
2.5 days.
2.5 days, because those first 6 innings didn't look good at all. We thought we was going on the same page we was going the night before.
Yeah, we were pulling out the list of free agents. Who are we going to look at in the offseason? We're going to save that for another day, because Saturday we got more baseball for you. In fact, we got a busy night here on NESN. It all begins with our pregame coverage coming to you early now, 5:30 on Saturday. We take it up to the Bruins pregame show at 6:30. Then we got the Bruins game up in Ottawa, Bruins postgame coverage, baseball postgame coverage, and sports desk wrapping up a busy Saturday because the Red Sox live to battle another day. Heidi Watney has more at the ballpark.
TC, the Red Sox rallied down 7-0 to win the game 8-7 on a walk-off hit by J.D. Drew. I'm heading into the clubhouse for all the reaction on this thrilling game, including Coco Crisp, who drove in the game-tying run, Kevin Youkilis, David Ortiz. They got production throughout the lineup, and we'll have all of it for you coming up. That much more when we come back.
The best hockey minds in the house meet every game night. This is New England Hockey Night on NESN. Jack Edwards joins Andy Brickley in the booth for play-by-play, home and away, with Naoko Funiyama reporting ringside. Up in the studio, host Catherine Tappan joins a team of analysts with the insight and experience you won't find anywhere else. Because it takes a Bruin to know the Bruins. New England Hockey Night. Game nights on NESN.
So Monday, you order coffee from WB Mason. Tuesday, cleaner. Wednesday, a 12-pack of soda. And Thursday, packing tape. Well, the delivery charges must cost us a fortune.
Actually, Richard, with WB Mason, the delivery is free, no matter the order size. And we get it the same day.
And those are the reasons?
Of course. Why else?
Someone order paper clips?
Who but WB Mason?
One source.
Wonderful.
If you really think about it, there's only one way to save money on carpet or hardwood flooring. Buy direct, no middleman. If you can do that and get the best flooring and a great installation, then you save money. That's what National Floors Direct is all about.
At National Floors Direct, we offer next-day installation of beautiful name-brand carpeting and hardwood flooring, and we'll beat anyone's price by 15% or it's free. Call 888-400-FLOOR.
I bought direct and saved $1,400 and no payments for a full year. That feels great.
Do you wake up when your partner moves in bed? Chances are it's the motion of the mattress that woke you up. To get a better night's sleep, you need to isolate the movement, so when your partner moves, you don't feel the motion. We have taken the cover off a Simmons Beauty Rest Black to show you how individual pocketed coils isolate movement and eliminate partner disturbance. Here's to a good night's sleep.
Coco Crisp tied it up with his base hit, 2 out. In the bottom of the 8th inning, he was able to drive in Mark Kotsay. Good throw might have had Kotsay. Instead, they get Coco to end the inning, but that tied the game. A 10-pitch at-bat, and Coco Crisp delivers. Ultimately, Red Sox win in the walk-off in the 9th inning from J.D. Drew, but Coco tied it up, and after the game, talked about it with Heidi Wadney.
Coco, you fought off 9 pitches before getting the one you want and getting the tying run. And what's going through your head during that at-bat?
You know, every time I stepped out the box, you know, I grabbed the bat and I just stood there and I was, you know, saying prayers every time right before I went in there. And, you know, I guess, you know, my prayer was answered. You know, sometimes it doesn't happen, you know, they give you a test, but this time, you know, he had my back and my prayers were answered.
You guys went into the 7th inning down 7-0. Did you ever feel like maybe this was going to be it?
You know, against this team, when we came in and scored those 4 runs, you know, it's a tough team, but we came in that inning and we started saying, you know, every pitch we're going to battle. And, you know, it just kind of carried over through the rest of the game right there. So hopefully we can carry that same mentality going into Tampa and start it from the beginning.
Daisuke was only able to give you guys 4 tonight, but Hideki Okajima and Jonathan Papelbon gave you 2 scoreless innings each. Talk about the job they've done for you guys this postseason.
Okajima coming in after a different start to the season than he had last year. I mean, he was still dominant, even though his start was different. But he's been dominant, like his old self from last year during the postseason. And Papelbon's just Papelbon. And Daisuke didn't do too bad. After he gave it up, he kept his composure and was able to go out there and still get the job done for us.
How does this change the momentum heading back to Tampa for Game 6?
Well, we're definitely excited to be getting on a plane together to go out there and have another shot at it. So I don't know. You know, we're happy right now, and hopefully it swings it our way.
All right, congratulations, Coco.
All right, thanks, Heidi.
Thank you.
All right, Coco Crisp with that big hit in the 8th inning talked about the momentum, if you will, and you wonder the bullpen that had been a strength for Tampa Bay collapsing. An error from Longoria after he made a nice pick and throws it away. Those are the kind of things. You lose a game that way in the playoffs, sometimes it can put you in trouble over the next game or two.
Well, it's almost like, you know, they expected to just kind of breeze through the last few innings in this ball game, and it didn't happen that way. You know, once Ortiz got that home run, as Chris said, you know, they got it back in a position where you feel like you get a chance to win this ball game, or at least make it close. And as Francona said, it made them do some things differently, and they had to go to the bullpen. The bullpen was ineffective tonight. Balfour, you know, to me, Wheeler looked like almost like he was, you know, a little bit nervous out there tonight in this ball game. And they just couldn't get the job done, and you got to give the Red Sox credit for staying with it. 9th
inning, 2 quick outs from Howell, and then that ground ball from Youkilis after he fouls off a couple. Again, Longoria makes a real nice play with a full sprint pick. Almost looked like, well, they said it during the broadcast. After he got it, he seemed to let up a little bit on the throw.
I couldn't really tell, but I think it was more of an in-between play that he probably could have taken another step and made a good throw to first base. But it worked out the way the Red Sox won. I mean, that was a pretty good pickup. It seemed like he had enough time to get in position. Sort of, but look at you. You're not even there. So he had enough time to make a perfect throw.
And then they walked Bay to go lefty on lefty, even though Drew had good success against Howell, 3 for 6 before this at-bat.
Yeah, just playing the percentages, lefty against lefty, you know, and Howell had thrown so many breaking balls in this game. You know, he threw a ton of them to Youkilis. And, of course, as we mentioned, J.D. Drew is not the type of guy that's going to chase balls out of the strike zone. He's going to be patient and wait to get a pitch, and he gets his pitch right there. I don't know if that's a changeup or a fastball. It's hard to tell sometime with Howell because he doesn't throw that hard, but he got something middle in and able to hit it right over the head of Gabe Gross out there in right field. And there's that walk-off. It's a beautiful thing, you know. The momentum change they talk about, well, it does change because instead of playing golf tomorrow, they're going to be flying down. They're flying down to Tampa for another game.
Well, I'm playing golf tomorrow.
They may be too during your off day. Who knows?
That's fine. They can play all the golf they want as long as they're ready to go on Saturday. And much like we sat here after Game 2, that tough 11-inning loss, and credited Dan Wheeler, you got to make sure you give credit to Jonathan Papelbon here, because at that point, Del Carmen with 2 walks, he had struggled. It's 7-0. You needed to stop the bleeding right there, and he did.
Well, plus Papelbon gave up the ball off the wall by Upton to give up 2 more runs to make it 7, runs in that ball game. But he's able to bounce back, get out of that inning, and then, of course, after the Red Sox score, get him quickly back up to the plate after that. So, yes, he was outstanding. Okajima, I thought, was very good in the ball game, too, tonight. And Masterson, I didn't like that matchup with Masterson against Pena. I didn't like that at all, but he wins the battle by getting the double play.
And they said, Pena only grounded to 2 double plays this year, and he gets the double play, Paul, to get out of a 2-on, 1-out jam in the 9th. So a lot of good things happened tonight, and the Red Sox come to life with nothing going on until the 7th. We'll talk about it with Lou Merlone next.
He's going to do it.
He is not going to do it.
He's gonna do it.
He is not going to do it.
There he is. Watch.
He's not going to do it.
He did it. Office supplies in there, snacks and coffee in there, cleaning stuff in there.
He did it. Who does that?
Who but W.B. Mason?
One source.
Wonderful.
Introducing an entirely new, altogether inspired resort destination. The new 825-room MGM Grand at Foxwoods. Go Grand.
Consider this. Your 99-cent double stack is actually appreciated in value.
How so?
Well, can I have $1?
Sure.
Now can I have your double stack?
No. Hey.
Teacher, student.
Wendy's Double Stack Cheeseburger is 99 cents that tastes like more. One of 3 way better 99-cent sandwiches on Wendy's Super Value menu.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. I'm Jean Shaheen. I approve this message.
You know he's George Bush's man. But did you know that John Sununu is also Wall Street's $1 million man? Sununu's taken $1 million from Wall Street, 4 times more than any other senator in New Hampshire history. What did Wall Street get from Sununu? Full-throated support for deregulation of banks and just about everything else. That's what's wrecked our economy and our life savings. John Sununu, he's failed New Hampshire.
Dropkick Murphys bringing us back from break. Lou Merlone standing by the ballpark. And Lou, 2 out hits were hard to come by. But tonight, 6 of the 8 runs that they scored came with 2 outs. They got it done with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, you're talking about a team here. Going into that big 4-run 7th, the Red Sox were 6 for 36 with men in scoring position. From that point on, 5 for 6. And you knew if this offense was going to turn around at all, it would have to be David Ortiz and J.D. Drew. And after the first 3 at-bats for both of them, the 2 guys are sitting there saying we're 3 for 32, but they really turned it on those last couple of bats when they needed to.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say David Ortiz is out of the slump. He's 2 for 19 in this series, but the one of the 2 that came tonight was the biggest hit of this series for either team so far. David Ortiz not only brought his team, but brought Red Sox Nation back to life.
Yeah, interesting there. I figure right there, that's the point where you go to Howell out of the pen to face him. Balfour was obviously struggling. But, I mean, the big blow obviously turned this crowd around. Believe me, this place was dead again. But the David Ortiz, the home run, I mean, 4 runs on the board, gave these people hope, and it carried over the next couple innings.
And finally, Lou, getting production from the leadoff spot. Red Sox in the first 4 games didn't get a single hit from the leadoff batter. Ellsbury a couple of games. They had Drew in there as a leadoff hitter tonight. Coco Crisp, a couple of big hits late.
Yeah, Tito's always talked about all year long about this team is, their offense is the best when Jacoby Ellsbury is leading off. Well, 0 for 14. He was forced to make the move. J.D. Drew didn't work. He was 0 for 5. In steps Coco Crisp. 2 for 4 with a walk. That big hit in the 8th inning, the game-tying single. But look back at that 7th inning hit, too, though. With 2 outs and men on second base, he gets a single, extends the inning. Dustin Pedroia comes up, allows Big Papi to hit the 3-run homer, get this team back into it. But I tell you what, that at-bat with Jacoby Ellsbury, 11 pitches, just an outstanding night. And maybe they found their leadoff hitter here, at least for one more game in Game 6.
Coco got it done tonight, no question about it. Thank you, Lou.
You got it, TC.
Lou Merlone with us over at the ballpark. Let's head back there right now, hear from J.D. Drew, who spoke to the media a couple of moments ago.
Adam?
What did you see on that last hit? And at one point, did you think, or did you know that it would be over Gross's head?
I knew I hit it really well. Got a ball in the middle of the plate.
just trying to square it up. Again, similar to what happened in Anaheim when Coco was on second, just trying to get a ball to hit it in the hole somewhere and see if you could score on it. Hit it really well. I thought well enough to get it over his head, but so deep in right field here, and didn't know if he would catch it or not.
John again, back there.
JD, do you think the Red Sox now have an advantage? Do you think the Red Sox are still behind the 8-ball?
I don't think anybody thinks of it as an advantage or disadvantage. It's just, we got to go out there and win ball games. It takes a certain amount of ball games to get past this level to win, and then, in the World Series as well. So we'll take it a game at a time, try to rack up some wins and see how it goes.
Adam again.
You said in Anaheim that you thought at one point that you wouldn't be playing in these playoffs. Is that still kind of amazing to you, what you've been able to do and what's happened to you?
Well, I feel fortunate to be in the playoffs and be able to participate. My at-bats hadn't always gone as I've planned and as well as I'd like, but, I'm battling through them and just trying to get good pitches to hit.
Last question, Steve.
I know you guys think you're in it all the way. 4th inning, though, 5th inning. What's that dugout like?
I'm not. For me, the dugout doesn't play a big role. I know there's guys that are in the dugout a lot throughout the ball game. I'm in and out of the dugout, whether it's playing defense or hitting or downstairs watching video, things like that. So, I think there's a sense of, hey, we got our backs against the walls. We're just looking pretty bleak, but we just, we knew if we got something rolling, let's see what happens. Well, Petey gets that run driven in, and then Poppy hit that huge home run. It kind of woke things up a little bit, and I mean, you could feel it in the ballpark as well. So that was instrumental, him hitting that home run right there, and then me getting able to come in there and hit that home run, and Coco get that huge hit to tie the ball game. We realized we had the advantage at that point.
Thank you, JD.
Our Hess star of the game, brought to you by Hess and Hess Express, was J.D. Drew. He was 0 for his first 2 with a walk in his first 3 plate appearances, and then 2 for his last 2 with a 2-run homer in the 8th and a walk-off RBI double in the 9th. J.D. Drew walking off with a win as the Red Sox walk on to Tampa now to get ready for another big game. We'll hear from Dustin Pedroia in just a couple of moments as he was involved, as always, a big RBI in the 7th inning that kept the line moving right up to Big Poppy.
Continue. The Red Sox are not shut out at home.
This is a couch, but get Time Warner Cable's HD service, and this becomes a box seat on the 50-yard line, where football in HD comes as free as a wide-open receiver. Not like how satellite charges you extra for HD football. So pay more or watch football in HD free. Make the call. Touchdown!
Digital video packages starting as low as $29.95 per month. Choose the package that works for you. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Many changes are taking place at Main Bean Bakehouse and Deli. In addition to our fine sandwiches, soups, and desserts, we've added the all-new Bakehouse Pub located downstairs at Main Bean. The pub offers a full bar with 6 draft beers showcasing the local brew of Sebago Brewing Company and features martinis and frozen specialties. The Bakehouse Pub offers full wait service both up and downstairs at Main Bean. And don't forget our breakfast buffet on Saturday and Sunday mornings. Main Bean Bakehouse and Deli and the Bakehouse Pub, located at the Shops at Sebago on Route 302 North Windham.
Game 5 of the American League Championship Series tonight at Fenway Park. The Red Sox trying to live to battle another day. Scott Kazmir moved up to the start, going up against Daisuke Matsuzaka. And a tough start for Matsuzaka. P.J. Upton hit a 2-run homer in the first. Then Carlos Pena continues the Rays onslaught. A 2-run homer of his own around Pesky's pole. And a early lead for the Rays here as they jump out to a 4-0 lead. Make it 5-0 by the end of the third as Evan Longoria gets the best of Daisuke. Up into the monster seats, and just like that, back-to-back homers for Pena and Longoria, and the long ball trouble continues as it is now 13 homers in this series. That's a new ALCS record by a team as the Rays have been hitting the long ball. Red Sox, meantime, struggling to advance runners along As Coco Crisp strikes out with 2 on to end the second inning. Jason Bay strikes out with a man on to end the third. And Mark Cotte with a man on second strikes out to end the fourth. Scott Kazmir, 2 hits, didn't give up a run and pitched very well through 6 innings. And after Dustin Pedroia RBI single, Big Papi finally breaks out of his postseason slump as he crushes this one, a 3-run shot. And just like that, the whole crowd comes to life.
Well, I mentioned earlier, the mislocation here by Balfour. They wanted to go away from Ortiz. They made a mistake. They came down and in. And that's one ball right now that Papi can handle. And that certainly got the game turned around.
You know what's amazing, still amazing about the fans that were still here. I mean, you look at the couple of nights before everyone had left, and all of a sudden you're down, say 5 runs, 7 runs, and all of a sudden they stay there and say, look, even if guys are not coming back, if they don't come back, we still showing appreciation that we're still here. But they stayed with the Red Sox, and they came back and saw a heck of a game tonight.
And once the fans got going, they were up and cheering the rest of the night. To the 8th now. Still 7-4. J.D. Drew gets his first hit of the night, a 2-run homer into the right field seats, and now it is bedlam at Fenway Park. Red Sox down by just 1 run, and with 2 outs, Coco Crisp, a long at-bat, he grinds it out and gets the RBI single, thrown out at second base, but the run had scored. Mark Cotte coming in from second, game tied up at 7 apiece. To the 9th inning now, Justin Masterson on, and there's trouble. Man on first, man on second, Carlos Pena at the plate. He gets him to ground into the double play. 4-6-3, and it ends that top half of the 9th. And we go to the bottom half, tied at 7, a 2-out walk-off RBI double that bounces up into the bullpen. J.D. Drew sends everybody home happy, and he sends this series back to Tropicana Field. We need more cowbell, and we're going to get it Saturday night in Game 6. The Red Sox win it 8-7, 11 hits for the Sox, including the big one from Ortiz and 2 big ones from J.D. Drew. Let's go back and hear what Dustin Pedroia had to say about a Game 5 win for the Sox.
Get you going there? Well, yeah, it gave us 3 runs. That's a big. We're trying to chip away one at a time, and it gave us 3 right away. And once you get it to 7-4, you could see that 7. It gets closer and closer. So that was definitely the. Him and JD, obviously, those were the biggest hits. How good to see Coco come through there right there? Awesome. What an at-bat he had. He swung the bat good, and even that bat before where he lined it to left field, you could tell he was on everything, and what a great at bat, and smart of him to round, make sure that the run scored. So just a lot of heart out of our team tonight, and now we get to keep playing baseball, and keep trying to find a way to continue playing. Can you ease off the panic button a little bit here, or what? No, we're on it. We got no room for error, like I said yesterday. We got to try to find a way to win. We were in the spot last year and found a way, but it's not last year. It's a new year, guys believe that we can win. We know obviously that they're a great team, and they put it on us the first 7 innings again. We found a way to overcome that.
The bullpen got thrown in some weird spots over Gene early, Papelbon early, and the job that they did to keep you in this race.
Yeah, it was huge. I think, obviously we're trying to find a way to stop them. We couldn't find a way until those guys came in and did a great job. And, Masterson, that last inning, Pap was Pap. He's unbelievable. So it's a huge win for us. Now, it's probably the most excited I've ever been to get on an all-night flight. So, I can't wait for the next game. How do you feel going down to Tampa now with the, still unfinished business, obviously? Yeah, we haven't done anything yet. We won today. We get to continue playing, and we got to go down there and play good. Shields is pitched great at that ballpark all season long. So, we got to find a way to get to him. How do you feel about your guys, Lester, Beckett? Great. It's the guys we want going. Those are our horses. We got Josh first. We got to try to find a way to win that game.
Was there ever a time?
Justin Masterson comes on in the 9th inning and was able to get out of it with a 4-6-3 double play from Carlos Pena. That set the stage for the bottom half. Let's hear from Masterson, who gets the win in relief.
top. I mean, I can't say enough for the offense. They just kept battling and battling, and you know, we kept it close enough for them to get back into it and do it.
Was there a feeling in the bullpen, hey, we can't come back and win this game?
We can't?
We can't.
Yeah, I think, like everyone around here will say, you know, the last 2 times someone's come back from a 3-1 deficit has been the Red Sox, and so I think we definitely have the confidence out there. And you know, once people started running around the bases and say, okay, a little momentum, and then there you go.
All right, so Justin Masterson, part of a good bullpen effort. Again, Del Carmen cannot walk, a couple of guys trouble there, but before that, Okajima, 2 good innings. And after that, the initial double off the wall that allowed the 2 runs to score. Papelbon set the stage. Masterson got the big double play. All in all, the bullpen was able to pitch in and get the job done.
Yeah, and that's why Francona, of course, went to Papelbon at that time. He wanted to put out the, you know, stop the bleeding right there, not allow any more runs. Unfortunately, he did give up the 2 more runs on the Upton double, but did come out after and shut the door down as the Red Sox started to make their comeback. So, you know, both managers, I thought it was interesting how they used their bullpen tonight. I mean, do or die for the Red Sox. You get Pap in there as early as you can get him in there. It was interesting that, you know, I thought Madden may have gone to Howell first, then Balfour, then Wheeler. It was just the opposite of that, and it ended up costing him, really. Yeah, Balfour ends up coming in right after Kashmir, who pitched very well. You got to give credit to that. The move didn't hurt them at all. Kashmir pitched very well tonight.
But I think it was already planned because he said that that's the way to set up. I think someone asked him in a show that he said that's the way he had to set up because that's the way.
If they were at this stage, if it was 3-1, they were going to do it. If it was 2-2, he said, you know, they weren't. So they waited till the day off to make that announcement because originally Shields was going to be the starter tonight. But once they had the 3-1 lead, they flipped it around and it worked for them because they were able to get 6 solid innings out of Kashmir.
That and plus, I was talking about the bullpen, the way he said he had it worked
Balfour,
out.
Yeah,
Balfour first. Yes, right. That's right. Which is interesting, like you said, because you're going right to it. But you know, with the 7-0 lead, you don't want to take any chances. But they came out, as you said, and you wonder if it was getting to the 2 of them because Wheeler pitched a lot the other night and he hadn't pitched since. So a lot of work on Saturday night and no work since. You wonder what that effect has on a pitcher. It almost looked like both of them out there too, you know, realizing what was in front of them. You know, can I close this door? Because if I close this door, we're going to the World Series. And you know, it looked like there was a little bit of an edge to him tonight. Not that cocky edge, but a little bit of a scared edge to him, you know, that the Red Sox jumped all over. So, yeah, they look like different guys out there tonight. There's no question about that. And Balfour, you know, coming into that stage of the game, I mean, we've seen that before. We've seen him come in earlier in the ball game. And it's a guy that Madden has tremendous confidence in, but he didn't get the job done tonight. Saturday night in the long game, they went to those guys early in the game. You wonder what it'll be like going down to Tropicana Field. Does the pressure stay on the Rays, or do they get to loosen up a little bit at home?
I think it's pressure more on the Rays than anything else because you're going back home. You know, the Red Sox stole the game tonight. And so really by going down there, you're putting pressure more on them than anything else.
All right, Mark Kotze was a big part of it as he ultimately got the double that kept the inning going in the 8th inning and came in and scored on Coco Crisp's base hit. Mark Kotze will talk about the win when we come back.
Carol, it is so great to have a woman as a buyer. This is so comfy and good looking.
Kathy, I struck gold with this sofa. It's durable, easy to clean bonded leather, kid friendly, and just $5.99.
And with Carol, there's always more than meets the eye.
Sure is. Looks like a sofa, sits like a sofa, but surprise, sleeps too. Never, ever has Bob seen a leather sleeper for only $5.99.
It's a chain-wide grand opening celebration.
Some say American car companies don't stack up to the imports on fuel economy. Check the facts. Fact, Chevy offers 8 models that get an EPA estimated 30 mpg highway or better, like the Cobalt XFE. And introducing the redesigned 2009 Chevy Aveo 5. You have a right to know the truth. Qualified buyers get 0% APR or $3,000 purchase allowance on any 08 Impala LS with an EPA estimated 29 mpg highway. Your Chevy dealers approve this message.
I have a plan that makes going online really pay off. On the Tufts Health Plan site, I found a massage therapist and a discount on my treatment. I have a plan that's plugged into my life.
I have a plan to help him catch up. Zach was born early, but a nurse from Tufts Health Plan was there, helping us get through a pretty tough time. I have a plan to watch him grow up big and strong.
Tufts Health Plan. No one does more to keep you healthy.
Hey, kid, you kind of look like that new pitcher for the Sox.
Justin Masterson.
Rusty something. Big guy, got the side-on Bugs Bunny curveball.
It's Justin Masterson, and it's the slider.
Hey, it really is you.
Yeah, you know anywhere I can get some workout gear around here?
There's an Olympia Sports right around the corner.
For all your Adidas footwear, apparel, and equipment needs, get it all at Olympia Sports.
You want to ride back there, Rusty?
Nah, I'm gonna run.
All right, stay off of Storrow Drive.
Get it at Olympia Sports.
All right, a busy day on Saturday. The baseball season continuing here in New England. Hockey season underway as well. We get it started at 5:30 as Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show, getting you ready for Game 6 down at Tropicana Field at 6:30. We shift gears to hockey pregame coverage. Bruins face off live before the Bruins face the Ottawa Senators at 7. At 9:30, it's Bruins postgame coverage, followed by our baseball postgame coverage as well. Sports Desk wrapping up the day here on NESN. Stay with us Saturday beginning at 5:30, and stay with us next. It's Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. We will hear from Mark Kotze and preview Josh Beckett, who now takes the mound going up against big game James Shields. Preview next.
Do you wake up when your partner moves in bed? Chances are it's the motion of the mattress that woke you up. To get a better night's sleep, you need to isolate the movement, so when your partner moves, you don't feel the motion. We have taken the cover off a Simmons Beauty Rest Black to show you how individual pocketed coils isolate movement and eliminate partner disturbance. Here's to a good night's sleep.
Hi, I'm Teddy Bruschi. Important decisions are made in the huddle every Sunday. But when Heidi and I huddled to discuss our team at home, we made the most important decision of all. We called SBLI.
SBLI has been protecting families for over 100 years with affordable life insurance.
Trust me, you never know when life will hit you hardest. If something happened, could your family make it without you? With SBLI, they would. Hey guys, bring it in, dinner's ready.
I guess I want it all. I want a great price, and I want it the next day. But I also want quality. National Floors Direct had it all. I got an amazing North American hardwood floor and saved $2,000 over the next best quote.
At National Floors Direct, we offer next-day installation of beautiful name-brand carpeting and hardwood flooring, and we'll beat anyone's price by 15% or it's free. Call 888-400-FLOOR.
They brought the samples right to my house and installed the next day. And no payments for 1 year. It was perfect.
In today's economic climate, Toyota Tundra just doesn't make sense. The 2008 Chevy Silverado offers the lowest annual fuel costs. It also has the highest predicted resale value of any new full-size V8 pickup. And Eastern Mass and New Hampshire are the #1 selling Silverado markets in the Northeast. You have a right to know the truth. Qualified buyers get 0% APR or $5,000 purchase allowance on any 08 Silverado Crew or Extended Cab. If it happens in New England sports, it happens on NESN Sports Desk. Tune in tonight after the game, only on NESN.
Game 2 was for Boston.
Off with a win in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series, coming all the way back from a 7-0 deficit to win it 8-7. J.D. Drew with the double to send everybody in Red Sox Nation to bed happy tonight. And now they move on to Tropicana Field for Game 6 coming up on Saturday night, down 3-2, which is better than 3-1. Welcome into our NESN HD Television Center, everyone. Tom Karen with you here for Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. Game 5 goes to the Red Sox as they take it tonight by the final of 8-7 on a game that looked like it was going very badly for the Red Sox. For all the world, it was a quiet crowd again, and the Red Sox were down 7-0. No team had ever come back from 7 runs down in an ALCS, but the Red Sox do it tonight, and the series continues. Right now, we go back to Fenway Park. Let's hear what Mark Kotze had to say. He was in the middle of it all tonight.
You know, kind of backs up against the wall, and you know, we got a spark. David came up, hit a big home run, and we just kind of fed off each other there and carried the momentum, obviously, through the rest of the game.
What do you think the turning point was to get it turned around? Was it David's home, or was it something else?
Well, I mean, we just put some good at-bats together, and then obviously David's homer was a big hit. I mean, come from, it was 7-1 at the time, we got 2 men on, and all of a sudden 7-4, and now you're really feeling like you're back in the game. The momentum shifted, and like I said, each guy just fed on each other, and we just, it was a complete team effort tonight to come back from down 7 in the 7th or 8th inning.
Mark, how much confidence does this give you guys heading into game 6?
Well, I mean, it gives us a lot of confidence. I mean, they kept us silent for a while, and fortunately we woke up before it was too late, and it felt good as an offense to put some great at-bats together and to feed off one another and get this thing done tonight.
Mark, when you cross home plate, you actually realize that it's 7-7. Can you believe that you guys come back from 7 down?
Well, in baseball, you believe anything's possible. I mean, you got to be an optimist to play this game and know that until the last out's made, that anything is possible. So, I wasn't completely baffled that we ended up coming back and tying that game up. But at the same time, realizing the accomplishment and what it took to get there, I think as a club, we all pulled together and got this thing done.
How tough is it going to be?
Well, the lead had been cut to 1 when Kotsay came to the plate with 2 outs in the 8th inning. It's your number 9 hitter in the lineup, and with 2 outs, he delivers a double. It glanced off the glove of Upton, and Upton kind of a slow gait as he strides out there. We've seen him do that a few times this series.
I mean, by playing the outfield and watching him out there running, it seems like that he was trying to make a fantastic catch. It seemed like he was just gliding at the ball. I mean, he's been out there for a while, and it seems sometimes, like I said, it seemed like he just go a little, I guess, brain dead out there. But it worked out for the Red Sox. I mean, the ball just took off, but if you watch the first couple of steps, it's more like a glide than anything else. He knows that there's a lot of territory that he can roam around, but he took his time at that ball.
Yeah, quite frankly, Tom, that's a play that even if he makes that catch, it's not a web gem. I mean, it's a ball that he really could have handled. And I agree 100% with Jim. He took off after that ball like he was just going to drift after it and make a nice, easy play out of it. And I think the ball was hit a little bit harder than he expected. That's why you always thought as an outfielder, get back. Go back as quick as you possibly can. It ends up costing him there.
Yeah, get back and settle yourself so you don't have to make that play in full stride. Meanwhile, that sets the stage with 2 outs for a great at-bat. The at-bat of the series so far, the 10-pitch at-bat for Coco Crisp, who fouled off pitch after pitch. And ultimately, that seems to always turn in the favor of the hitter.
Yeah, these are the kind of at-bats that just wear pitches and wear teams down. And Coco had an excellent at-bat. As you mentioned, 10 pitches. Takes the first couple of pitches. He's got a 1-1 count right here. He misses again down and in. Now, you got to notice this is all fastballs coming from Wheeler right now, and not overpowering fastballs, only at about 90 miles an hour. Now, Coco's also going to swing at a couple of pitches that are up and out of the strike zone. Probably could have walked in this at-bat. That's another high pitch right there. But again, it's just pounding fastball after fastball after fastball. A lot of balls fouled off by Chris, and then finally he'll get the big hit to drive in a run and tie the ball game up for the Red Sox. And of course, Chris continues on at second base, making sure that run scores. You can see the throw is not going to get the runner at home plate anyway because it was a terrible throw. But that's the kind of at bat that you put together in the course of a ball game that just wears out the pitcher and wears out the opposing team. And
for a guy like Coco, we know what happened last year. Ellsbury took his job because Ellsbury was playing so well at the end of the ALCS and into the World Series this year. Coco was hot at the end of the year. He earned his spot. Tonight gets a crack at the leadoff spot, gets a couple of hits.
Well, you're in a situation where you got a man on second base. You got 3 and 2, close. I mean, you got to keep swinging it back because you have no idea what this umpire think about. The umpire think about something like some of the fans. Hey, it's 12 o'clock. We got to go home. So you got to go up there and you got to protect that plate. And he protected that plate pretty good. I think it was 11 pitches.
And I don't think there's any question that come Game 6 on Saturday down in Tampa, he's going to be a leadoff hitter.
Right. I mean, he's the only guy who's giving you anything out of that spot.
He's the only guy that's giving you anything out of that spot.
Which the bad news for him.
And, the 2 hits tonight were from the left side of the plate.
That's right. The bad news now is he'll have to face Big Game James.
Shields.
They're going to take on James Shields. We'll look at what that means as we come back. Yes, he's been dubbed Big Game James. We're not sure by who, but he will certainly get the pitch in a big game as the Red Sox will try to force a Game 7 with Josh Beckett on the mound Saturday night at the Trop.
Play ball. We're in love. We admit it. In love with the excitement, the innocence, and the fun of youth baseball. where tomorrow's major leaguers learn to hit, run, and catch. Well, usually. These are the kids to watch. Maybe someday they'll be pampered sports stars, but today they only want to win and to be the best. And you know what? They are the best. Granite City Electric. We love kids, we love baseball, we love our customers.
So I'm thinking of buying some new carpet, and I'm thinking 50% off is an amazing deal. So then what happens? 60% off. Come on, something's wrong. If I wait long enough, can I get 100% off? It doesn't matter. National Floors Direct beat their 60% off without a sale.
At National Floors Direct, we offer next-day installation of beautiful name-brand carpeting and hardwood flooring, and we'll beat anyone's price by 15% or it's free. Call 888-400-FLOOR.
I saved $1,200, I got my floor the next day, and no payments for 1 full year.
Do you wake up when your partner moves in bed? Chances are it's the motion of the mattress that woke you up. To get a better night's sleep, you need to isolate the movement, so when your partner moves, you don't feel the motion. We have taken the cover off a Simmons Beauty Rest Black to show you how individual pocketed coils isolate movement and eliminate partner disturbance. Here's to a good night's sleep.
Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra is brought to you by Granite City Electric. No one knows lighting and electricians like we do.
Well, the move paid off for Joe Madden tonight. It didn't. In the end, it didn't because the Red Sox won, but Kazmir pitched well for Joe Madden tonight is what I'm trying to say. It's after 1 a.m. Yeah, it's a little harder to say it at that point. James Shields, meantime, this is what they wanted, him pitching at home. He has much better numbers at Tropicana Field, so it'll be Shields against Beckett. Really interesting matchup here. Intriguing pitching matchup because you got A, Shields at home where they think he can pitch very well, and B, you got Josh Beckett, who hasn't been himself but has a chance here to put a terrific ending to this ALCS as far as his performance is concerned.
Well, we've heard an awful lot of rumors over the last couple of days, and I believe most of them false about how bad the injury is and he shouldn't be out there pitching. There's no way in the world the Red Sox or Josh Beckett would be out there pitching if he was, I'm not saying he's 100%, but it's hurt as bad as some people are saying.
Well, the rumor was torn oblique.
There's no way he could pitch like that. I mean, there's absolutely no way he could take the mound like that. So, Beckett now has this in front of him. I mean, he had a bad outing that first time out down in Tampa. He has a second opportunity against his club in the same ballpark, and I would certainly expect a better Josh Beckett than we saw last time out.
Oh, we hope so. I think he's hurting with his location, not as far as body-wise, not as something wrong with him. I think it's more of not being out there getting those starts that he was accustomed to getting. He's missed a lot of starts.
But the velocity isn't there.
No, it's not.
It wouldn't surprise anybody if he found out after the season he was battling something.
Oh, I'm sure there's something wrong. There's no question about that. But, enough to keep you out of a start? No, I don't think so, because he wouldn't be pitching. And Jim's exactly right. When you look at some of the mistakes, in that first game that he pitched down there, ball's right out over the plate. He's going to have to be on the corners with his fastball. He's 92, 93 now. Locate that fastball, mix in the breaking ball and change up. And hopefully he's got his A game going when they go down on Saturday night.
And joke about the nickname Big Game, James, but Shields has been very good. He's been their best pitcher, and he just got outpitched by the tiniest margin in Game 1 against Matsusaka.
But when you think about that, you said Madden said he wanted to get Kaz in there to throw about 7, and he got there, but also he said that we got Big Game Shields at home. So telling me that he sort of like, I don't care if I lose this game or not. I got 7 in out of Kaz, and I got my guy going in Tampa Bay on Saturday.
Yeah, where he's had much better numbers. I mean, it's dramatic, his home road splits, and they're even worse at Fenway Park, where he's never won. So they're banking on that coming through on Saturday.
Well, the series should be over. I mean, let's face facts. I mean, this should be a done deal, and Joe Madden becomes a genius. He starts Kazmir. No pressure on Kazmir in this game tonight. At all. If they lose, so what? They go back home. So Kazmir responded without the pressure on him, pitched very, very well, as we thought that it was a possibility in this game. So they lose again. They lose a heartbreaking game. They open the door for the Red Sox. They really do. And now they go down there and face Shields. And, Shields is good. There's no question about it. We saw that earlier in the series. He's got a tremendous changeup, which keeps the left-handed hitters off balance. He's got kind of a strange arm angle, which is tough on right-handed. I mean, this guy's legit. He's a very good pitcher, and I think personally that he's got the best stuff on that staff.
Well, we'll see. And the question is, what do you get out of Beckett? We don't know, because they haven't had anything consistent out of him, certainly since he went on the DL. Let's go back and hear from the captain, Jason Varitek.
Our bench was really good. Our bench was extremely good. as far as, it's something that we had to continue to push through, and our bench was really, really good.
What did David's home run do to kind of get you guys?
I think Petey's hit. He got that one across, and David comes up with a big swing, and it made us that much closer. And JD's was huge.
Yeah, what makes JD special? He's going on a pretty good run here with big hits.
He's got he definitely has some pop, and couldn't be better timing.
How do you feel now, 3-2, going down to Tampa?
Feel good. We finally got some offense rolling, and that was big. And we were able to keep the game from getting out of hand. And we had a big double play there. Mass got Pena hitting a double play, and that was a big 2 outs.
Can this do what Game 4 2004 against the Yankees did? Start it, give you the momentum, kind of show you the way.
Well, I mean, this is one of the biggest wins we've had in this organization. You can't hurt us right now.
Well, they live to battle on, and after this show and every Red Sox postgame show, you can go inside the numbers with Amica Stat Pack, a complete rundown of all the stats that matter for your favorite team. Go to NESN.com, check out the Amica Stat Pack. Amica, it's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. David Ortiz treated Grant Balfour rather rudely on that swing of the bat. We'll hear from Big Papi, who does it again. A one-hit night for Big Papi, and it was the biggest hit of the series so far.
Locker Room Uncut is brought to you by Modell's. Gear up for the playoffs at Modell's Sporting Goods. For a location nearest you, call 1-800-ASK-MODELLS or visit Modell's.com.
Work hard. Here's to a guy with a very important job. He'll never earn a penny from it or get 1/10 the appreciation he deserves. But he's the guy who gives up his Saturdays to help an eager bunch of youngsters learn fundamentals about the game of baseball and the game of life. So, for all you do, for all you give, what else can we say but thanks, Coach? Granite City Electric. We love kids, we love baseball, we love our customers.
Consider this. Your 99-cent double stack is actually appreciated in value.
How so?
Well, can I have $1?
Sure.
Now can I have your double stack?
No. Hey.
Teacher, student.
Wendy's Double Stack Cheeseburger is 99 cents that tastes like more. One of 3 way better 99-cent sandwiches on Wendy's Super Value menu.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
Small. Big. Minimum. Maximum. A lot. For a little.
The Nissan Versa, 33 miles per gallon and the largest interior volume in its class.
All right, postseason walk-off wins over the last 5 seasons. J.D. Drew added to that legacy tonight. Jed Lowry, of course, did it in the final game against Anaheim the last round. Manny Ramirez did it in the division series last year against the Angels. And then Big Papi did it twice in 04 against the Yankees and once that same postseason against the Angels. He got it going with the 3-run homer that electrified Fenway Park. Let's hear from David Ortiz.
Well, I guess we were down by a lot of runs, and like I said before, we never give up. We keep on fighting, we keep on playing. We won tonight, and we're going to try to keep on winning.
Did you feel like down 7-0 going into the 7th? Did you ever think maybe this was it?
It's hard, man. It's hard. I mean, especially in playoff and you facing good pitching, it's hard, but you don't, like I said, we don't give in.
Hey, but was this maybe the greatest comeback you've been a part of? Down 7-0 in the ALCS game for you guys with your backs to the wall.
I got to sit down and think about it. We've been coming from behind a lot of times, and I don't remember. But it was a great win, and like I said, we got to keep playing, and we're going back there, and we're gonna make things happen.
You crushed that ball. I mean, how good did that feel? You know, you didn't hit it. You got a big.
Like I said, man, you know, I've been swinging, I've been missing a lot of pitches. I guess I've been dealing with that all year round, missing a lot of ball, you know, and then that's what makes it different, you know. And I don't want to put too many things in my head about my swing because my swing is not the problem. I'm missing ball by half an inch, and that's part of hitting the ball, you know, and I got to correct that.
You're human, though. How good did that feel for you?
It feel good, though. It feel good. I'm not going to lie to you, especially, you know, the way we've been going. We haven't been hitting that well, and I know this ball club count on me a lot.
David, how much the carryover effect can a win like this have?
Well, you know, you can, like I said before, when you have somebody down, you can let it breathe. You know, this is a good breathing for us, and hopefully everybody